very friendly, and very slow speaking. I'm 68 years old, and I need to tell you something that will probably make you uncomfortable. I spent 40 years saving lives in the operating room. People called me one of the best cardiac surgeons in the country. I've held hearts in my hands, stitched arteries back together, and watched patients walk out of the hospital alive when no one thought they could. But here's the truth nobody talks about. While I was saving strangers' hearts, I let my own father's heart die without me. I missed his final months, missed his bedside visits, missed his fading smiles, missed the sound of him calling my name. I was too busy with surgeries, too busy to drive the hour to his house when he was asking for me, too busy to listen to his stories about the war, his regrets, his wisdom. By the time I got there, he was gone, 2 hours too late. And those 2 hours, they echo in my mind every single day. Everything you think you know about success, about what it means to dedicate your life to saving others, is completely wrong. Achievements, awards, recognition, they can feel hollow when the people you love most aren't there to share them. I've won medical awards, saved over 2,000 lives, been applauded in auditoriums filled with strangers, but none of it fills the hole left by the life I missed with my father. You see, we all chase purpose. We tell ourselves that hard work, devotion, and ambition will pay off, that the sacrifices are temporary, that the people we love will understand. But the truth? Time doesn't wait. Moments don't pause, and the people you love, they won't wait either. But before I tell you exactly how it all unraveled, you need to understand the lie I told myself for decades. The lie that being everywhere for everyone else would somehow make up for being nowhere when it mattered most. In 1977, I was 21 years old, a fresh medical student, full of fire and ambition. My father, Thomas, had always been my hero. Strong, quiet, steady. I remember sitting in his study one evening, books stacked high around me, and him saying, "Son, people remember the moments, not the medals." I nodded, distracted by the surgeries I dreamed of performing one day. I didn't understand then. By 1983, I was 31, newly married to Rebecca, and our son Michael had just been born. I was in residency, running from one hospital to another, chasing every opportunity to excel. I told myself once we made it, everything would be better. I'd be there for the family, just a few more years, I thought. Early warning signs were everywhere, but I ignored them. Michael's first steps, I missed them. Rebecca would call me from home, phone trembling in her hands, saying, "He took his first steps today. I wish you could have seen it." And I'd answer, "I'll make it up to him this weekend." That weekend never came. Thomas moved in with us briefly during a recovery from surgery in '86. I promised him dinners, conversations, stories. Instead, I poured myself into charts, hospital rounds, and night calls. I can still see him sitting at the kitchen table, hands folded, waiting for a conversation that never happened. He didn't complain. He just smiled faintly and said, "I know you're busy, son. I understand." Even then, I rationalized my absence. Saving lives felt noble, purposeful. Missing birthdays and recitals felt temporary. Every time I put on my white coat, I told myself, this is for them too. One day, they'll understand. I collected achievements quietly, almost obsessively. Medical awards, publications, recognition from peers. I thought these victories would make up for the absences. But the small moments slipped away unnoticed. Michael learning to ride a bike, Rebecca cutting the ribbon on her new art gallery, my father quietly sitting by his window waiting for me to come home. That's the lie I told myself for over 30 years. If I worked hard enough, if I achieved enough, my absence wouldn't matter. My successes would speak for me. But they didn't, and they can't. 1995. I was 49 years old. Michael was 14. He had just made the varsity soccer team, his eyes shining with excitement. Rebecca called me from the living room. "He scored the winning goal tonight. You have to be proud of him." I was finishing a triple bypass surgery. "Tell him I'm proud," I said, without looking up from the monitor. That night, I found a crumpled soccer program in his backpack. On the cover, he had written in shaky handwriting, "Wish you were here, Dad." 1998. Michael turned 17. His high school graduation loomed. Rebecca begged me, "You promised you'd be there for his speech." I told her, "Just one more patient, then I'll be there." But the surgery ran late, and by the time I arrived, the auditorium was empty. My son's friends walked past me with polite smiles. Michael didn't even glance my way. That was the night I realized my presence had become optional. 2001. My father's health was declining. Cancer. I told myself, this time will be different. I rearranged my schedule, cleared the operating room for a week, but the hospital called, an emergency bypass. I couldn't leave. Hours later, Thomas called. "I understand," he whispered. His voice cracked, but I forced myself to hang up, convincing myself it was just a temporary setback. 1996 to 2005 became a blur of missed recitals, forgotten birthdays, canceled trips, and broken promises. The pattern escalated with each year. I missed Michael's first driving lesson, Rebecca's solo art exhibition, my father's birthday dinners. Each time I had an excuse. Just a few more years, one more patient, one more surgery. I'll make it up later. But later never came. I began to notice subtle shifts. Michael stopped asking me to attend events. "It's okay, Dad. You're busy," he'd say, a practiced smile hiding his hurt. Rebecca's face, once bright and welcoming, became resigned. "Don't worry about it," she'd mutter, though her eyes said otherwise. My father, ever patient, stopped leaving messages. His calls dwindled. He knew I wouldn't be there. The smallest details cut the deepest. A drawing Michael made for Father's Day, colored carefully with his favorite blues and greens, tucked in a folder I never opened. Rebecca's note in my briefcase, "Dinner at 7, I hope you can make it." I never did. Thomas's hand shaking when he tried to reach mine at the hospital just before chemotherapy. All these moments, small and sacred, passed while I chased accolades and recognition. By 2010, I was a renowned surgeon, my name in journals, awards lining my office walls. I had saved over 2,000 lives. Strangers called me a hero. But at home, the distance was palpable. Michael rarely spoke to me beyond necessity. Rebecca smiled politely, but no longer waited for my approval or presence. Thomas had passed, never seeing the man I had become professionally, but disconnected personally. I kept rationalizing. I am doing this for them. I'm securing a future. One day they'll understand.
But understanding doesn't restore trust. It doesn't recover the lost laughter at the kitchen table or the quiet handshakes in the hospital waiting room. I was blind to the damage until it was too late. I missed so much, and every achievement felt emptier because of it.
June 14th, 2012. I was 62 years old. My father, Thomas, was dying of cancer. The phone call came early in the morning. "He's asking for you," Rebecca whispered, her voice tight with worry. I was in the hospital, finishing a long, grueling surgery. I told her, "I'll leave as soon as I can." 2 hours later, I walked into the hospice room, scrubbed hands trembling, white coat still stained faintly with blood. He was lying in bed, frail and pale, every line on his face carved with years of wisdom and love. I knelt beside him, his eyes opened, dim but alert. "Thomas," I whispered, hoping he'd smile. He did, but it wasn't the same spark. I waited for you," he said, voice weak. "I wished you had time for me, like you have time for your patients." I felt my chest tighten, words caught in my throat. I tried to explain. "Dad, surgeries ran late. I couldn't leave." He shook his head slowly. "I know. You were busy saving lives, but I was dying, and you weren't here." Rebecca stood quietly in the corner, her hand on Michael's shoulder. Michael's eyes were wet, but he didn't speak. The room was silent except for the quiet beep of the heart monitor and the faint rustling of the sheets. I reached for his hand. It was colder than I remembered. I had held countless patients' hearts in my hands, repaired them, revived them, but I couldn't fix this, not my father's fading life. "I'm so sorry, Dad," I whispered, tears sliding down my face. "I'll never forgive myself for being late." He smiled faintly, a ghost of his old warmth, and whispered one last thing. "I understand, but remember, it's the moments that matter, son, not the accolades, not the awards, the moments." 2 minutes later, he was gone, just like that. The heart that had carried wisdom, patience, and love for 82 years stopped beating, while I was learning, far too late, what truly mattered. That should have been my wake-up call. That should have been the moment I changed everything. But I couldn't undo the decades of absence. I couldn't bring back the birthdays, the recitals, the dinners I missed. My father's last words, his fading smile, the silence that followed, they haunt me every day. I walked out of that room with a hollow ache in my chest, awards and accolades feeling meaningless in my hands. I had spent a lifetime saving strangers' lives, but the most important heart, the one I was born to protect, was gone, and I had failed. After my father passed, everything changed, except the parts of my life I thought mattered most. I had prestige, awards lining my office walls, invitations to speak at conferences worldwide, and patients who called me a hero. Yet at home, the silence was deafening. Michael barely spoke to me beyond necessities. Rebecca was polite, but the warmth that had once defined our marriage had dulled to civility. I tried. I really did. I asked Michael to join me for dinner, tried to attend his college graduation,
made phone calls on holidays, but it was too late. The gap I had created over decades couldn't be bridged by sporadic attempts. One Christmas, I bought him a watch, the kind he had wanted for years. He thanked me, but I saw the distance in his eyes, as if I were a guest, not his father. I attempted reconciliation with Rebecca, too. I asked her to travel with me, to relive memories, to create new ones. She smiled politely, said she appreciated it, but I sensed the patience had worn thin. The gestures felt hollow to her, as hollow as they did to me. The laughter, the inside jokes, the quiet comfort of presence, all gone. The irony was cruel. I had dedicated my life to saving hearts, yet the most important heart, the one that had loved me unconditionally, was broken beyond repair. My father's final words haunted me. I wish you had time for me like you have time for your patients. I saved thousands of strangers, but I couldn't save the heart closest to me. Now my days are measured by procedures I once thought noble and by solitary walks through a home that echoes with absence. Michael visits occasionally, polite and cordial. Rebecca and I share dinner sometimes, exchanging news in clipped sentences. We're civil now, pleasant, but we're not close. My accomplishments mean nothing in the quiet of my living room, and I carry the weight of what I cannot fix. Even small moments sting. Watching Michael at his wedding, I smiled for the photos, delivered the speech, but in his eyes, I glimpsed the gap my absence created. The grandkids call me occasionally. They know me, but I'm a peripheral figure, the doctor they admire, not the grandfather who was there when it mattered. I have everything money can buy, and I am completely alone in the ways that matter. My father is gone. My son is distant. My wife is polite. My heart, which held life for so many, feels empty. And every award, every accolade, every standing ovation in a packed auditorium cannot fill that emptiness.
Here's what I learned too late. Success means nothing if the people you love aren't there to share it. I spent a lifetime believing that saving lives, earning accolades, and building a reputation would somehow make up for my absence. I thought hard work and dedication were enough. They aren't. Everyone believes the lie. If you achieve enough, you'll have time later for family. But later doesn't exist. Birthdays, recitals, first steps, hospital bedside moments, they're gone forever the second they pass. Your company doesn't care if you miss them. Your awards won't comfort a dying father. Employees forget your name in 5 years. Your family remembers every absence. I know you think it's different for you. You tell yourself, I'll make it up next week, next month, next year. I did that too. Every missed soccer game, every forgotten birthday, every late visit to the hospital, I rationalized it. I'm doing this for them. I was wrong. Presence matters far more than presence. Time spent matters far more than trophies earned. The cruel irony is this: the world applauded me, strangers thanked me, patients called me a hero. But at home, where love and trust live, I had become invisible. The moments I thought were small, the sacrifices I rationalized as necessary, were the very ones that defined my relationships. Not the surgeries, not the awards, not the recognition. Here's the truth, plain and simple. Achievements cannot replace attention,
Accolades cannot replace presence. Time with people you love is the only thing that counts when all else fades. The heart you fix in the operating room is temporary. The hearts you ignore at home remember forever. So, if you take anything from my story, let it be this: don't wait. Don't assume you have tomorrow to show up for the people who matter most. Be there today.
If I could tell my 21-year-old self what I know now, I would say this: stop believing that work will ever be more important than the people you love. Stop telling yourself, "I'll make it up later." Stop ignoring the small moments, the birthdays, the first steps, the quiet conversations at the kitchen table. Those moments don't wait. They slip away quietly until they're gone forever. Stop missing Michael's games. Stop prioritizing a surgery over your father's voice. Stop thinking recognition and accolades can fill a heart. Stop assuming that presence is optional. Stop hiding behind ambition as a shield. And then start. Start listening. Start being present, even when it feels inconvenient. Start attending every recital, every birthday, every milestone you can. Start showing your love in ways that don't require explanation or justification. Start valuing the people in your life more than the work that seems urgent. Start holding hands with your father. Start celebrating your son's victories as if they were your own. Start dinners with Rebecca without glancing at a phone or thinking about tomorrow's schedule. Start small conversations that become memories. Start prioritizing moments over accolades, presence over perfection. Here's the core truth. You can save hearts in the operating room, but if you ignore the hearts at home, you will lose the ones that matter most. Time spent is the only currency that truly counts. Presence is the only gift that cannot be replaced. Stop chasing recognition. Start cherishing connection. Stop making excuses. Start making memories. Stop waiting. Start living for the people you love before it's too late. Because when the final moment comes, and it will, you won't remember the awards, the speeches, or the accolades. You'll remember the hands you didn't hold, the voices you didn't hear, and the moments you missed forever.
I see you out there, busy, distracted, telling yourself there's always tomorrow, checking your emails at dinner, missing your child's recital for a meeting, promising, "I'll make it up later." You're lying to them. And worse, you're lying to yourself. Every missed moment is gone forever. That missed bedtime story, that forgotten lunch, that skipped conversation, they don't come back. You think it's small. You think they'll understand. But one day, you'll realize that your absence has become permanent, and there is no undo button. Time is running out faster than you believe. Every hour spent away from the people who matter most is an hour you cannot reclaim. The surgeries you postpone, the deadlines you prioritize, the phone calls you ignore, they may seem urgent, but they are temporary. The people in your life, they won't wait. And when the final moment arrives, you will be left with the hollow echo of what could have been. You still have time, but only if you act now. Close your laptop, put down your phone, be present. Show up for your family today, not tomorrow. Make the dinners, attend the games, listen to the stories, hold the hands that are reaching for you. This isn't about perfection, it's about priorities. Don't let the hamster wheel of life convince you that work, ambition, or external success matters more than love, presence, and connection. Each excuse you make is another brick in the wall separating you from those who truly matter. You have a choice. One fork leads to endless later, hollow achievements and missed moments. The other leads to presence, memories, and hearts that remember you, not just for what you did for the world, but for what you gave to the people who loved you first. So stop waiting, stop rationalizing, stop lying to yourself. Be there, today, before it's too late.
Very friendly and very slow speaking. I'm 68 years old now. I have everything the world told me to chase. Awards, recognition, a career that saved thousands of lives. And yet, I am empty inside. I have the accolades, but I don't have the laughter of my father, the closeness of my son, or the warmth that once filled my home with Rebecca. I would trade it all, every honor, every speech, every standing ovation, for one more moment with my father, one more bedtime story with Michael, one more quiet evening with Rebecca, without distractions, without excuses. But I can't have that. Time doesn't go backward. Moments I missed are gone forever. We are taught to measure life in accomplishments, but the cruel truth is this: the heart remembers absence far longer than it remembers success. My father's last words, my son's polite distance, Rebecca's resigned smiles, they are etched into me. They are permanent. And yet I am grateful too. Grateful that I had the chance to love, even imperfectly. Grateful for the lessons learned, though far too late. Grateful that others can see this story and perhaps avoid the mistakes I made. Time is fleeting. Presence is precious. Love is the only thing that matters when the accolades fade and the applause dies down. Close your laptop. Put down your phone. Go home. Be present. If this makes you uncomfortable, good. That discomfort is your reminder that time is slipping through your fingers, and moments you'll never get back are already gone. Call your parents. Attend your child's next game. Sit at the dinner table without distractions. Listen. Truly listen to the people who love you. Don't wait for the right moment, because the right moment is now. Every excuse you make is a moment you'll never reclaim. And then ask yourself this: when your final day comes, will you remember the accolades, the speeches, the emails, the meetings, or will you remember the hands you didn't hold, the voices you didn't hear, the love you didn't show? Share this story. Comment. Subscribe if it resonates. Let it serve as a reminder, not just for you, but for everyone you care about. Because the truth is simple. You can save countless hearts in the world, but if you ignore the ones at home, you'll lose the ones that matter most. Start today, before it's too late.